Child, do you truly believe you arrive here by chance? Do you really think this video came to you just by an algorithm, as if it were nothing? It wasn't by luck, chance, or coincidence. It is I who brought you to this moment because there's something urgent I need to share with you. Listen carefully to every word. In the next few minutes, your faith will begin to stir, and what once seemed impossible will start to turn in your favor. Something great is about to enter your home, your story, your life. But before this happens, I need you to stay with me until the end because I have prepared a special reward for you, a door that will open right where you thought it was closed forever. I know you are tired, carrying pains that no one else sees. I've seen your hidden tears, the ones you shed alone in silence, the prayers you can no longer speak out loud, and the thoughts that cry out within. I have heard every word your heart didn't have the strength to say, and that's why I brought you here, to speak directly to you. The words you hear are not random. They are meant to reach the deepest, most painful parts of your soul. This is not magic. It is not coincidence. It is an answer, a guide, and a help I am sending into your life. A blessing is already on its way. A miracle is coming to your home, but I need your attention, my child, because while you listen, I am already working on your behalf. I am moving things that seem stuck, breaking invisible chains, and pushing away dangers you can't even see. Every word that touches your heart now is like a spiritual brick, rebuilding the foundation of your life and your future. Do not turn away. Do not close this message. You will be amazed at what will happen next. At the end of this, I will give you something that will change the course of your life. Take a deep breath. Quiet your thoughts and open your heart. What was broken will begin to heal. What was out of place will begin to come together. Nothing is lost. Nothing is over. I am here, and my voice reaches yours today. Write in the comments, Lord, I receive your miracle. This is an act of faith, a sign that opens the doors to what is unseen. My child, listen carefully. You did not end up here by chance. It wasn't luck or coincidence, but my purpose. I shaped the circumstances for you to be here right now, when everything in your life feels stuck, when your heart feels heavy, and your soul is drained. I see you smiling on the outside, but inside you hold tears that no one sees. I know you deeply. I know your silences, your strength, and even your weariness. That's why today I tell you, you are not alone. I've never distanced myself from you, even when you thought my silence meant I had abandoned you. I was there, working on your behalf, watching over your home, your family, your work, and your emotions. I didn't bring you here to judge you, accuse you, or make you feel guilty. I brought you here to uplift you, to heal you, and to prepare you, because something great is about to begin, and it all starts within you. You are just a few steps away from what you've been praying for all these years, even when you haven't had the courage to fully believe it. But I can, and I will. Soon, a spiritual movement will begin in your home. You won't see it with your eyes, but you will feel it in your soul. Peace will replace anxiety. Comfort will replace pain. You will understand that I, the Lord, have entered your most personal space. I needed to pause you right here, to let you breathe, to let you look inside and realize that you are still at the center of my will. It's not too late. You haven't wasted time. Your prayer hasn't been in vain. I still have plans for your life. Don't let the voices of the world or the whispers of fear convince you that you failed. You are a work in progress, and every great work takes time. I am the architect of your life, and in my plans, there are no mistakes. I designed you with love, purpose, and destiny. If you've made it this far, leave a word of faith in the comments. I believe. Sometimes, the heart shuts itself off from hope, but today I am here to open that door once again. The miracle is already on its way, and it will touch not just your life, but also your home, your family, and your dreams. It is time to believe again, not just with words, but with a faith that rises even through the pain. One day, you will look back and thank this moment because it marks the start of a new chapter. I am the God who starts, sustains, and fulfills every promise. Do not fear, do not run, do not give up. My presence beside you is already a sign of victory. And now, my child, I want to tell you something that will lift the weight you carry within. While you thought you were arriving late, I was already ahead of you. You're watching the clock of the earth, counting the days, fearing the deadlines, and feeling like life is slipping away. But you forget that my time is different, that heaven doesn't work according to your schedule. You think you're waiting, but really, it's the miracle that is getting closer. Everything has its moment. You've heard this many times before, but today, it's my voice telling you, your waiting was not wasted. Every tear had been collected, every prayer answered. And when it seemed like there was no response, I was simply adjusting the timing. An eternal miracle can feel like a problem. An unexpected promise can seem like a burden. But you were not born to carry burdens, you were born to bring glory. This glory will rest on your home. Soon, you will feel the first signs of what I'm doing in the unseen. Write in the comments, I trust in your time, Lord. You've wondered why so much waiting, why so many trials. Have you asked yourself if I had forgotten you, if your prayers really mattered? Today, I tell you that nothing has been in vain. Everything you've gone through has been to prepare the ground for a time of abundance and victory that is about to unfold. And when the change starts to show, you will realize that it wasn't a delay, but a perfect plan. Everything will come together, and you will see with your own eyes what was already planned for you. My timing never fails. My child, listen closely. I created you to live with joy, not to carry burdens. The new time that is coming will be marked by peace and renewal. The doors that were once closed will open, and you will know that it was I who guided each step. I am never late. I prepare every detail carefully. I have been putting everything in its place, removing those who were standing in the way of your blessing, closing doors that seemed right but only distracted you, and quieting desires that felt urgent but were not yet for your good. While doing all this, I have been preparing the perfect moment to say, now, and listen closely, that now is closer than you think. You are about to experience the greatest change of your life. When everything begins to take shape, you will remember these words and understand. It was God. Only He could make something this great happen. So stop comparing yourself to others. Stop feeling left behind, and stop thinking you are falling behind. Heaven has already set the right time, and your name is among those who will receive. I walk beside you, and the time to honor you is near, not because you deserve it, but because I love you. Your home will feel my presence. The atmosphere around you will shift. The negative words that have been spoken against you will fall to the ground. What I promised you will be fulfilled with such perfection that you will even believe what you are about to experience. And when you see it all come to life, you will understand that it wasn't luck, but the time of God. Write in the comments, God's timing is perfect, my child. Now that you understand heaven is working in your favor, let me remind you of something you may have buried deep in your heart. The promise is still alive. Even though you doubted, even though you thought too much time had passed, even though the world made you believe it was no longer for you, what I promised you remains unchanged. I do not change like people do. I do not forget as others forget. I do not take back what I say. If I promised, I will do it. You may have stumbled, you may have stopped, you may have fallen, or felt tired and confused, but none of this has stopped my plan for you. You are still the one I promised to bless, and so is your home. What I have prepared for you is not small, for I am a God who does everything with fullness and purpose. There are people who looked at you and said, "It won't matter." There are those who judge you by your failures, only pointing out your weaknesses. But I know your heart. I see what others cannot, and that is why I have never stopped believing in you. The promise is still alive, it still beats, it still shines, it still moves. It doesn't die because it's been delayed. Some seeds take time to grow, but when they bloom, they change everything. It will be the same for you. If this speaks to you, write in the comments, the promise is still alive. You thought you wasted time believing in dreams that seemed impossible, but today I'm here to tell you that the harvest has already begun. Do you remember that prayer made through tears? That dream you kept silent because you were afraid of being mocked? The desire that seemed too big? I heard it, I treasured it, and I remembered. Now, I am putting everything back in its place. I am lifting you up, reigniting your passion, adjusting your direction, and bringing you back to the path of the promise. You are not outside of my plan. You are right in the middle of it. You just needed to stop believing that your mistakes had erased your future. I do not erase promises. I simply wait for the right moment to fulfill them. And that moment is here, knocking at your door. Do you know why? Because you kept going even when you had no strength left. You sought me even when you were hurt. You came here not fully understanding why, but I knew exactly what I needed to say to you. Now you know that the promise is still alive, and it will be fulfilled. It doesn't matter who doubts you, who walked away, or what they said. If I promised it, I will do it. Get your heart ready, because this message is more than just words, it's a warning from heaven. It's the sound of the spiritual trumpet announcing your turning point. It's the wind of my spirit reminding you of the promises I made. If I speak to you today, it's because the promise is still alive, and you are still my chosen one. My child, if you've made it this far, it's because faith is being reborn in you. That promise you almost gave up on, that word that seemed forgotten today, I show you that it's still alive. But I know you might wonder, if the promise is alive, why does my life still seem stuck? Why does everything feel like it's not moving forward? Now I will reveal what you couldn't see. It's not the promise that's stagnant, it's what's been blocking it. And today I break those chains. There's a chain that has been holding you back, and today I break it. Your prayers were never ignored, but they were blocked by situations, people, feelings, and even your own choices. But now, I'm removing every obstacle, my child. I know you've carried burdens that weren't yours to carry. I know you've tried to do it all alone, but you weren't made for that. You were made to trust in me. And now, it's time to let go of control, to open up those areas you've been hiding. What you couldn't fix with your strength, I will release with my power. Take a deep breath and give me everything that weighs you down. The heavens are already in motion. I am opening paths where you only saw walls. I am touching places that no one else could heal. And when I open them, I can close them again. You will see your home transform, and you will feel lightness replacing the burden of fatigue. You will sleep better and walk with a sense of freedom. Write in the comments, "God is freeing my life, my child." Now that you understand I am removing the things that were blocking the fulfillment of the promise, I want you to hold on to this truth. You will not lose what I have prepared for you. There are things that are yours by right, spiritual treasures I have set aside just for you, and no one can take them from me. I also want you to understand something else. What I am preparing for you is not just a single moment. It will leave an everlasting impact on your life and on the lives of those around you. Your testimony will be proof that I never forget my promises. There are promises written with your name. There are blessings reserved just for you, and no one can take them from you. I know you feared losing what you desire most. You wondered, what if everything goes wrong again? What if someone takes my place? What if what was meant for me is given to someone else? What if I miss my chance? My child, listen closely. You haven't lost anything. I have been protecting you. Many times when I say not yet, you think it means never, but that's not the case. It's simply preparation, simply waiting. Think of a child reaching for something hot on the stove. They want to grab it without understanding the danger. You too want things right now, not realizing that waiting would keep you safe. But I am a father, and a father protects. I protect even from the things you don't yet understand. There are doors I haven't opened yet because something much better is waiting for you. I've kept people away from your life because they would only slow you down. There are opportunities you thought were lost, but they were never meant for you. What is truly yours, no one can take. What I have planned, no one can destroy. And what comes from heaven, hell cannot touch. You need to stop living in fear. Fear of losing your job, fear of losing people, fear of losing opportunities, fear of losing time. With me, nothing is lost. With me, everything is transformed. Even if something slipped through your hands, I can return it to you in another form, stronger, more beautiful, more complete, because when I restore it, no one will ever be able to say it was ever broken. You thought everything was too late, but in truth, it was a perfect time, the moment for the miracle, the time of the living promise, the time of what I had planned for you. And now, that time is coming. That news you've been waiting for, that answer, that change you thought would never happen, is already on its way. I am moving heaven for you, and what is yours will arrive with my divine seal of guarantee. Nothing will stop you from living what I have written for your life. Your story will not end in failure. Your victory will shock many. There will be people who won't understand how you recovered. How did you win? How did you get here? And when they ask, you will say, it was God. He promised me and He fulfilled it. No one could take what was meant for me. Leave a word of thanks in the comments if you feel this message speaks to your heart. So don't despair, don't feel inferior, and don't think you've lost. because you haven't. You are about to receive, and when I release something, no one can stop it, delay it, or take it from you. Prepare yourself. What I have for you is closer than you think. Stand firm, keep the faith, stay with me because you will not lose. You will live the promise I've made to you. My child, after all I've shown you, let me remind you of something you might not want to remember. Those tears you cried in secret, in the quiet of the night, when no one saw you, when everyone thought everything was fine, but inside, everything was falling apart. I saw every single one. I saw when you held back tears so you wouldn't worry anyone, when you locked yourself away and cried in silence. I felt when your heart quietly said to me, God, I can't take this anymore. I heard you, and I wept with you. I am not a distant or cold God. I am not absent. I am your Father, and a Father listens. A Father protects. A Father embraces. Those tears that fell on your pillow, the ones you thought no one would ever know about, I collected them one by one, and I've kept them as precious seeds. From those seeds, miracles will grow, promises will be fulfilled, and testimonies will shape lives. Your tears are already turning into answers. There will come a time when you will look back at all you've been through and ask, how did I make it through this? And I will answer, it was because I carried you when no one else could. My child, you are stronger than you realize. Even without knowing it, you faced things that could have broken so many others. But you're still here. You didn't give up. You cried, but you didn't stop. You fell, but you rose again. You doubted, but you stood firm. And today, I remind you that every tear shed in faith becomes a cry that reaches my throne. I saw when you were betrayed, when you were rejected, when no one saw your worth, when you were ignored, when you were despised. Yet you kept seeking me. You could have rebelled, but you didn't. You stayed silent and said only, Lord, help me. And those words shook the heavens. Because when my child calls out to me in pain, I don't ignore them. I act. That's why today the heavens are moving on your behalf. Today, peace will fill your home. Today, your soul will find rest. Today, change begins. Because anyone who cries out to me will experience victory. Write in the comments, God has seen my tears and will honor me. I will wipe your tears, lift your head, and give you reasons to smile again. Many won't understand how you found the strength to overcome, but I know exactly why. I am the one who renews you. Do not doubt anymore. I was there when no one stood by your side. And if you found this message today, it is because the reward has already begun. Prepare yourself. You will no longer cry out of pain, but out of gratitude. What I'm doing behind the scenes will surprise you once you've dried your tears and remember that I saw everything. Now, I ask you to rise within yourself, because the door you've been waiting for, the one that seemed closed and forgotten, has already started to move. You may not see it yet, but I have already begun the process, and it's not just any door, but the right one. This door will lead you exactly where I've prepared for you, and it will change the course of your life. Many have walked through the wrong doors and lost their way, but that won't be your story. And I tell you to be ready, because when this door opens, nothing and no one will be able to stop you. Some have entered beautiful places but found pain inside. But with you, I want to do things differently. Now you are more sensitive, and your heart is more open. Today, You hear my voice clearly. You no longer go through life automatically, as if it were just a series of meaningless events. Now, you seek my guidance, and I never abandon those who seek me with all their heart. That's why the door opening for you is not by chance, it carries a purpose. It will open at just the right time, not too soon to overwhelm you, nor too late to hold you back, but at the perfect moment to help you grow and move forward. My child, I don't take my promises lightly, and I don't act on impulse. I am the God who carefully plans every step. When I open a door, it's because the way has already been cleared, the ground is prepared, and the environment is ready to welcome you. That door could represent many things: a new job, a reconciliation, healing, freedom, or a change in your city, your way of thinking, your vision, or your life. You may not fully understand what it is yet, but inside you can feel that something is different. And that's because I have begun to move what has been stuck for so long. You know why I've started now. It's because you chose to trust. You entrusted me with your life, and you didn't give up on your faith, even when everything around you told you to walk away. You may not realize it, but while you cried, I was already turning the handle. While you prayed, I was already unlocking the doors. While you listened to this message, I was giving orders to the heavens. Prepare the way for my child. And heaven obeys. The angels move. The impossible bends, because those who carry my promise are never bound forever. Leave a comment below with the word promise if you believe that God never forgets what He has promised. The door will open, and you won't have to force it. It will happen naturally, simply, and smoothly, just when your heart is ready to receive what I've prepared. What comes from me doesn't cause confusion. It brings peace, light, and clear direction. My child, take a deep breath. That door you thought would never open, that answer you believed was impossible, that path that seemed closed, has already started to shift. I will surprise you. When you look back, you will understand why you had to wait. You will see that every tear, every silent moment, and every prayer was worth it. When you step through the door, you won't be alone. I will be right beside you. I will guide you, protect you, and bless you, because that door isn't the end, it's only the beginning of all I will still do in your life. There's so much more to come, so much more than you can imagine. Now that the door is moving, I want to do an even deeper work inside you. Today, I declare the end of everything that has been holding you back. There are invisible chains that have kept you stuck for so long, and you didn't even realize it. They made no sound, but they slowed down your steps, your mind, your courage, and your dreams. Today, I break those chains. There are emotional prisons built from the harsh words thrown at you. People who hurt you with words that made you believe you weren't good enough, that you would never succeed, that no one loved you, and that you were just a burden. But all of this is a lie. You are my child, and those who belong to me do not live trapped by human labels. I break those voices inside you. From this moment on, you will no longer look at yourself in the mirror with fear of being who you are. You will see yourself as I see you, a person filled with courage, purpose, and destiny. There are also spiritual chains, burdens you've carried for years, curses you were told you would inherit, and cycles that keep repeating in your family that you cannot explain. But I know them all, and today I say, enough, it is finished. From now on, a new season will replace the old. Write the word freedom in the comments if you believe that God will break every chain in your life. You're the fear of living, of trying to grow and living. But this fear does not come from me, so today it falls to the ground, towerless. My child, you must breathe again, trust, and release yourself from the things that steal your peace, rest, and hope. There are wounds that keep you bound, traumas, painful memories, guilt for past mistakes. But listen closely to what I say. Nothing from your past holds more power than my grace. Nothing you've experienced can erase what I am preparing for you. I even free you from guilt, from self-punishment, and from constantly comparing yourself to others. I free you from the knot in your chest that suffocates you when you try to move forward. I am the God who opens locks without keys, who breaks chains with just one word, who steps into the prison of your soul and says, "Rise, your time has come." You will feel this freedom like a heavy weight being lifted from your shoulders, like a fresh breeze sweeping through your home, like a relief in your heart you didn't even realize you needed. From this day forward, you will no longer walk with your feet bound. You will walk freely, lightly, with a clear purpose, because I am the God who sets you free, and when I set you free, it's forever, with no going back to the past. If anyone ever told you that you would never change, that your life would always be the same, that you were born to suffer, today I cancel those words and replace them with new ones. My child, my plan for you is much bigger than you think. You are not a mistake. You are not just a coincidence. You were conceived, loved, and chosen by me. Inside of you is a future that only I can unlock, and nothing can stop it. Always remember, my hands never leave those who trust in me. I don't forget. I don't abandon. I don't betray. I finish what I start, and in you, I have already begun a great work. You were born to be free, and today this freedom begins to take root in your life. It's not just a feeling, it's a promise that is growing within you. Write in the comments, God is putting an end to everything that had me captive. My child, now that I have taken from your hands what bound you, now that I've broken the chains that held you both inside and out, it's time to go deeper and lift the weight that has burdened you for so long. You've carried things on your shoulders that I never asked you to. Responsibilities that drained you, pains that wounded your soul, guilt that wasn't yours, pressures and expectations that stole your strength. Even when you were weary, even with trembling steps and a tired heart, you kept smiling, walking, pretending everything was fine. But I see what others don't. I see those moments when you want to scream, cry endlessly, or even disappear. I know the weight pressing on your chest, the feeling of it stealing your breath. I know what it's like to feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. This isn't weakness, my child. This is the burden you were never meant to carry, and that's why I came to lift you. Today I declare, what was too much for you, I will carry myself. There have been battles you fought with your own strength, but true victory will come when you give me control. It's not about how long you can endure, but about how much I can do for you. You've tried to solve it all alone. You've spent sleepless nights searching for answers, strategies, and ways out. Listen, my child. What you can't solve with human hands, I can fix with a single breath. There are bills you can't pay, relationships you can't heal, wounds you don't know how to face. All of this has become a burden, but today, I invite you to place it in my hands. You didn't press play by accident. Everything happening now was already known. Every step you take was planned, even before your eyes first saw the light. I designed your days, and it was my heart that set this moment as the time for you to discover your true purpose. Don't just listen to these words as something you're hearing, but as if they are a call from above. This isn't just a message, it's a divine summons. A decision has come down from heaven today, one that ends the cycles of pain and starts a new era of honor. This decision has your name on it. Deep within you, in the very core of your being, something stirs beyond logic, beyond exhaustion, and beyond reason. It's not a suggestion but a spiritual touch. It's my spirit calling you back to the life you've lost, to the faith buried under difficult diagnoses, harsh words, and long silences. The battle you're fighting isn't just about money. It's a fight over the spaces that belong to you, over your hope, your faith, your light even inside your own home. Pay attention now. I, the Lord, have stepped down from my throne in your name. I won't act the way the world does, but in my way, which is supernatural, visible, and unavoidable. When I decide to move, no one can stop me. I have led you to this moment, and it is me speaking to you now. The fall you've gone through wasn't by chance. The attack on your work and finances was part of a dark plan to harm something much more valuable: your connection with me, your inner peace, and your faith in the impossible. The real goal wasn't the money, it was your soul. But I am your Father, your protector, and your defender. I am the God who guards what is mine. And while the enemy tries to take what's yours, I am getting ready to act in a way that will impact your entire home. Because anyone who touches you touches the apple of my eye. They've tried to trap you with debts, but they are just walls. They have surrounded you with lack. They have shamed you with disgrace. But your answer will not come from the banks, the bosses, or the governments. Your answer will come from my throne. My child, listen to my prophetic voice today. I am the God who untangles the hardest problems, who raises the banner of victory in your struggles. Open your heart and receive the word I bring. I see the obstacles that seem impossible to overcome, but I tell you that their time is running out. Those mountains in your path will crumble before you, and the dead ends you face will turn into doors of new opportunities. I am the God who makes the impossible possible, who brings solutions where there was nothing, healing where there was hurt, and light where there was darkness. I am the one who straightens twisted paths and opens roads where there was no way before. Don't forget this. I am faithful and will never abandon those who trust in me. Write Bills 11 in the comments as a sign of faith, showing that this promise is for you as well. Choose to live for the Lord of hosts, because I tell you that I will do more than you ask or even imagine. The limits of your mind can't contain the greatness of my love and power. From the very beginning, I have planned great things for your life. The desires of your heart matter to me, but remember that what I have in store for you is far greater than what you expect. I am the one who opens doors you never imagined and changes situations you thought were impossible. Your thoughts and prayers are already before me, and I work for you before you even ask. The paths I prepare are more amazing than you can imagine. When you think you've reached the end, I will show you that there's more. My resources are endless, and I will pour abundance into your life. I saw you hold your head high, even when your money was running out. I saw you hide your pain to avoid being a burden to others. I saw the tears you held back while waiting in line at the pharmacy or supermarket, and the quiet pain when you couldn't give your child what they asked for. Every cent you were missing, every overdue bill, every sleepless night filled with fear of the future, nothing has escaped my sight. Do not accept lack as your new normal. I am not a God who takes away, I am a God who multiplies. I am not a God who traps you. I am a God who frees. I don't bring excuses, I bring promises. What you lacked was temporary. What I will pour out on you will be eternal. You were tested, not punished. Even when your heart was broken, you still gave thanks. I called it faith, and it did not go unnoticed. Heaven witnessed when you declared, God will provide, even when your pantry was nearly empty. I saw when you chose to care for the sick at home instead of worrying about your own needs. I saw when you held back bitterness and chose to trust me, not blaming anyone. This is a sign of your loyalty. Write God will provide in the comments if you still trust my hand that holds you. The time has come. I reach out my hand to restore what was taken from you. But don't think small, for what I'm about to do will not just be paying off your debts or bringing extra income. I will break the chains of poverty that have affected your family for generations. I will act not only for you, but for your entire family. Your faithfulness has moved me, and I've decided to visit your family, your children, your grandchildren, and even those who don't yet know me will feel the power of the freedom I'm bringing to you today. I am the God who prepares a table before your enemies, and that table where you will sit won't be filled with shame but with the honor I am about to give you. The time of lack is ending, and a time of abundance is rising in your home. And I repeat, what I'm preparing for you is not limited to today. It will be a legacy of blessing that will pass down through generations, because my promise to you has no end. I have decided to honor your faithfulness and turn your scars into symbols of victory. Humiliation will not be your future. Oppression will not be your inheritance. I am changing the judgment that held you down. I am wiping out the debts that made you feel trapped. I am reopening the dreams you once closed off, because your story is not over, it's just beginning. You will remember these words when that unexpected money arrives. You will fall to your knees, tears will flow again, but this time they will be tears of joy. You will look around and realize I was never far away. I was strengthening your resilience, sharpening your faith, and building the foundation of your life for something far bigger than you imagined. Those who carry a promise must have a strong foundation. A promise without preparation becomes a burden, but a promise marked by pain, waiting, and prayer turns into glory. Do not fear. You will not lose what I have given you. You will not lose your home. You will not lose your dignity or your mind. You will see my word come true in front of your eyes. The money you once only dreamed of, the money that seemed so far away, will come in its right time because my timing is never late. When everything feels lost, I will provide a way out. When everyone says there's no hope, I will open a new path. You will not be remembered as the one who lost everything or failed. You will be remembered as the one who endured and overcame through faith, the one who chose to believe in the toughest times instead of giving up, the one who did quit. I am not so unfair as to forget what you've done. I am not so blind as to overlook your tears. I am not so deaf as to ignore your prayers. I am your God, your Father, your provider. Understand this. The one who controls your life is not the bank, not the company, not the system, it is I. And if I am your shepherd, you will lack nothing. Even though the world around you may seem still, your spiritual reality has already changed, because my word, once spoken, never returns without fulfilling its purpose. Freedom is on its way. The answer is already coming, and nothing at all, can stop what I have set in motion. Leave a comment or share a symbol of your faith if this promise has stirred something in you. Many look at your lack and think it's a failure, but I see a seed. Every tear has watered the ground of your promise. Every sleepless night has loosened the soil. Every time you gave, even when you had little, you drew closer to the harvest. The time has come for the sprout to rise from the earth. The time has come for your home to blossom. Yes, the attack was against your finances, but the freedom I am preparing will transform your entire story. Your children will bear witness. Your neighbors will wonder what has happened. Even your enemies will watch from a distance, because I will honor you not because of what you've done, but because of my promise, not because of your worth, but because of my loyalty. You've been hurt, but not forgotten. You've been struck, but not defeated. You've been tested, but you will be approved. If you've come this far, hear this. I am not finished with you. In fact, I've only just begun. You haven't even seen half of what I have planned. This new beginning will be supernatural. You'll be amazed by how fast things will change, the abundance that will pour in, the renewal that will come through unexpected hands. When I choose to act, I use even the unlikely. If this message has touched your heart, let your faith show through your actions. Press that button, not as just a click, but as a declaration of agreement with what I've promised. Show the heavens that you truly believe, because faith without action is dead. But faith combined with obedience and perseverance moves mountains. Now hear what I am inspiring in your spirit. You are no longer alone, because my spirit is with you. It was with you when no one understood your silence. It held you up when you didn't even realize you were falling. It was the Holy Spirit who saved you from emotional breakdown, who protected your mind when despair tried to overwhelm your faith, and when your heart ran out of words. It was He who prayed for you with groans that could not be expressed. I never abandoned you. I protected you. Every time the ground seemed to vanish beneath your feet, my spirit held you up from within. Leave a comment with the word Spirit if you feel His presence in your life. You thought you could make it on your own, but it was my Spirit who gave you strength. That sudden courage that came from nowhere, that unexpected breath in the middle of your struggles, that invisible embrace that made you cry without knowing why. It was me, my presence in you. The enemy misjudged the power of your connection to heaven. He attacked what was outside, but he couldn't touch what is eternal. He thought he could break you when your finances fell apart, when your name was torn down, when shame came knocking. But he forgot that the same Spirit who raised Christ lives inside of you. And if the Spirit of resurrection is within you, nothing in your life will stay dead. I need you to understand this. I allowed some doors to close so you could hear me again. The noise of false opportunities, the rush of distractions, the empty promises of the world, all of it kept you from hearing me clearly. But when the resources ran out and the noise faded, you started to hear my voice once more. And now, with a listening heart, I can guide you like never before, because my Spirit does not dwell in confusion, but in hearts that surrender. You thought you had lost when that deal fell through, but I was freeing your soul from a burden that would have destroyed your health, your home, and your peace. What seemed like failure was actually freedom. The Holy Spirit saved you from a trap disguised as an opportunity, from a contract that would have led you into anxiety and pride. It was my Spirit who broke that connection before it could harm you. Now you find yourself in a new place, not in a physical sense, but spiritually. You are more aware, more humble, more connected. And it is in this very place that I will guide you to true prosperity. True prosperity doesn't start with money in your hands, but with wisdom in your spirit. This is what I am pouring into you now. Type the word wisdom in the comments if you accept this promise for your life. What will come to you won't just be money but direction. Because money without guidance leads to destruction. But with my spirit, every step you take will plant a seed in fertile soil. You won't act on impulse. No decision will be made out of emotion. My spirit will guide you, telling you when to plant, when to harvest, when to wait, and when to act. And you will be amazed by how accurate the results will be. I will not only return what was taken from you, but I will lift you to a higher place where the Holy Spirit will be your guide every day. He will show you the traps before they appear. He will free you from harmful alliances. He will expose those who have hurt you in silence and point out hidden opportunities. This restoration will begin with your spirit and then follow with your material blessings. Your name will be cleared, but first your soul will be purified. Your home will be filled, but first your heart will overflow with my presence. What good is it for someone to gain the world but lose their soul? To those who seek me in spirit and truth, I reveal my hidden treasures. They will see that what I am preparing for them is far greater than what they've lost, because my faithfulness exceeds all human limits. In this new chapter, you will not walk relying on your own strength, but with the light of my spirit, which will guide you every step of the way. This will be what sets you apart, what will uphold you in the eyes of the world and make you known as a child of the living God. What is about to come to your home will not only be the relief of debts or material concerns, but a true spiritual transformation. You will see your children, who never prayed before, bow down to pray. You will watch as cold hearts are warmed in my presence. You will witness reconciliations that seemed impossible. And your home will be filled with a new atmosphere. When the Holy Spirit enters a place, nothing remains unchanged. The wind of my spirit is already blowing through your home. Where sickness once with healing will enter. Where there was lack, provision will come. Where there is conflict, I will bring peace. Where there has been silence, I will inspire praise. When I set people free, it is complete freedom. I do not just touch your finances, I go to the root of the chains that have held you. I break the ties with your past. I undo the agreements of poverty that were meant to follow you for generations. Your home will no longer be known as a place of debt, ruin, or unemployment. Instead, it will be called the house of the fulfilled promise, the house of faith rewarded, the place where the Spirit of God lives and reigns. I am even purifying the atmosphere around you. Every bit of oppression that has choked your surroundings is dissolving, because where my Spirit lies, there is freedom. Though your natural eyes may not see it yet, the transformation has already begun. I am guiding you to a new land, to a future you never imagined. What seemed like a loss is actually an open door. What you thought was the end is now revealed as a new beginning. The Spirit that formed you in your mother's womb is now restoring your life. Every tear you've shed has been collected. None of them have been overlooked. No prayer of yours has gone unheard. No sacrifice has been ignored in heaven. The world may try to teach you to plan and calculate, but I teach you to follow my guidance, because those who have the Holy Spirit don't rely on luck, but on sensitivity. Those who walk with me can hear the yes and no that come directly from heaven. You will walk without fear, without anxiety, without desperation, but with confidence, because you will know that the voice guiding you is faithful. You will remember this moment, breathe deeply, and say it was God. He protected me. He spoke to me. He honored me. Even though you have walked through dark valleys, the anointing of my Spirit is pouring fresh oil over your head. You are entering a new season, one of retribution, sensitivity, and encounter. Beloved, I am not speaking to give you temporary relief, but to change your path forever. Every word that comes from my mouth brings destiny and fulfillment. I have not only granted you freedom, but I have also declared a permanent turning point. Nothing, no force on earth or in hell, can stop it. Write in the comments, I believe in my turning point, if this word has touched your heart. You thought you had been forgotten, but in reality, you were being prepared. Just like Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and thrown into prison, he seemed abandoned to the world, but every painful step was part of the journey that led to the throne. The same has been true for you. The suffering was not the end. It was a sign pointing to the destiny I have prepared for you. I saw your sleepless nights, your tired sighs, and your quiet questions. Lord, what else do I have to lose? But it wasn't a loss, it was an exchange. What was left behind was holding you back from receiving the blessings I have for you. Before I fill you, I must first empty you. Before I set you free, I must first prepare you. Before I pour out my blessings, I must purify you. You have not lost. You have been set free. The crisis that affected your finances was not just a material issue, but a spiritual one. The enemy wanted to make you love money more than peace, more than family, and more than my presence. Just when you were ready to give up, my Spirit came in and saved you from yourself. That's why I tell you, the abundance that is coming will not make you proud, but thankful. You will never see it as something you own, but as a gift from me. What I am about to give you is not just about money. There are promises hidden in opportunities, freedom wrapped in invitations, doors that will open only for you, because I hold the keys. The enemy wanted to attack your wallet, but the true target was your spirit, your legacy, and your path. I have stepped in and broken the cycle of destruction. Shame hath been wiped away. Your name has been made pure in heaven and on earth. You will see the changes. Doors that once seemed impossible to open will now open easily. People who once ignored you will start seeking you out. Resources you never expected will come into your hands. This won't be luck, but divine justice. It will be a spiritual harvest. If this speaks to you, leave the word justice in the comments. You remember when you prayed in secret, when no one else was around, and said, Lord, I just want peace. Well, that peace has arrived. It comes with direction and provision. What I give you will not burden you, confuse you, or hurt you. It will be complete, whole, and perfect. Now you will understand the reasons behind the delays. My Spirit will give you the discernment to see that some doors that never opened would have destroyed you if they had. You will think of certain people who left your life and realize that they were connections that kept you from growing. What you lost for my sake, I will return to you with honor. Your eyes will witness the return of children, the reconciliation of parents, and the abundance where there was once lack. I am moving the heavens on your behalf. You will be amazed but not unprepared because your spirit already feels what is coming. Do not fear abundance. Do not fear a full table. Do not hold yourself back when the doors begin to open. You are not unworthy. You are chosen. I have trained you in secret so you would know how to act when the time comes. I hid you to protect what is mine. Now, the time has come to reveal it to you. There is a word coming from the throne right now, a word that concerns you, that fills you with fullness and gives you new life. The time of honor has arrived, the time to lift your head, the time to open the drawers again and bring to light the dreams that pain once buried. It is time to believe again, to breathe hope, and to walk with confidence once more. When my spirit breathes, everything moves, everything flourishes. What was once buried comes back to life. Even though the enemy tries to remind you of the past, do not stop, because your story will not be written by old chapters. I am the author of your life, and I am writing new pages, new seasons, new beginnings. It doesn't matter what others have told you. It doesn't matter what they've planned. It doesn't matter what they've mocked. The only thing that matters is what I have said, and I have declared that you will prosper. I have promised that your home will be protected, that help will come at the right time, and that the promises I made will not fade. Now, I tell you even more. It's no longer time to survive. It's time to live fully, to walk with your head held high, to breathe freely, to dream without limits. If I am your father, your soul will never have to beg for scraps, because your inheritance is secured not by human effort, but by an eternal promise. A promise that is unbreakable like a human vow, but far stronger because it stands as a divine decree. What I establish, no one can undo. What I decide, no one can destroy. You will come to realize that what you were missing was simply the space needed for something new to come in, because what is coming is too great for old habits. The anointing I am placing in your life is not for just any moment, but for a prophetic time, a time of acceleration. That is why I have removed you from the slow pace of doubt. I have freed you from the paralysis of fear. I have lifted you from the sinking sands of insecurity. Now you walk under my word, under my presence, under my promise, and nothing can stop you. Hear me now. What has happened to your financial situation was nothing more than a desperate move by the enemy to disrupt a plan I set in motion long before you were born. What you dream through tears, I have designed in glory. There are riches within you that you have yet to discover, gifts buried under the weight of routine, talents silenced by pain, plans drowned in fear. But I know them all. Every idea, every pure desire, every vision that your heart saw blocked by a lack of resources. Money was never the center of it. It was only a tool to fulfill your purpose. The enemy tried to block that path so you would give up. But what is born in me can never die in the heart of man. The promise I planted in your soul doesn't die with debts or closed doors. I did not base it on the world's economy, but on my word. And my word holds up both the heavens and the earth. Write in the comments, the promise is still alive. Do you remember when you cried in the silence of your room or sat in church asking, "Why me, Lord?" I answered you in that silence, because I trusted you. There are promises I don't give to just anyone. There are burdens only those who have experienced scarcity can truly understand. I was there when you were turned down for that job, when that business failed, when the promised money never came. I was there in every delay, in every painful no, not to ignore your suffering, but to break your reliance on things and build your dependence on me. There is a type of abundance I can only release when my child's heart no longer bows to money, but only to my presence. And now listen closely. I am leading you to a new place, a land where the bread on your table will not just come from the sweat of your brow, but from the grace flowing straight from my throne. You will work, yes, with passion and wisdom, but no longer with worry. Fear will give way to assurance. Despair will be replaced by the certainty that I am in charge of every detail of your life. Each new morning, you will feel the fresh breath of my Spirit, guiding you like a calm wind, bringing people together, opening doors, showing you the way. Even on the darkest days, you will know that you are never alone. The Lord is with you, my child. I do not just want you to be free from debt. I want you to be free in the destiny I have planned for you. There are places you will still go, voices you will still speak to, and works you will still complete. For that, you must let go of any mindset of scarcity. For years, you asked for the bare minimum because past pain taught you to expect little. But I am a God who does not give in small measure. I give in abundance. When I multiplied the loaves and fishes, there were leftovers. When I turned water into wine, it was the best wine. When I bless, it is not just to provide, but to reveal who I am. Therefore, the freedom that is coming to your home will not be small. It will be so great that even your enemies will be left speechless. They will look at you and wonder, how is this possible? Didn't he have nothing? Wasn't she trapped in debt? You won't need to defend yourself, because your life will speak for you. Those I have honored in private, I will also honor in public. Many have seen you humiliated, but only a few have stood by you. Now I will show everyone that the God who held you through the valley is the same God who will lift you to the mountaintop. Leave in the comments, "The God of the mountain is my God." Get ready, because this freedom will not just touch you but your entire family. What I am pouring into your life will flow like oil on the walls, reaching your children, touching your distant spouse, waking up that family member who no longer prays. When I bless a priest, I bless their whole family. You thought the attack was only against you, but in truth, it was aimed at your spiritual inheritance. Now you will understand why the cost was so high. The blessing you carry is just as great.